Hello everybody, this is Juddy. I'm going to try to make my own fire starters, and of course I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there, but I'll show you what I'm using. Okay, I've got the paper egg crate. I've got some pine cones that I'm going to use. I've got some pine needles. I've got a couple cotton balls, some dryer lint, and in this cup, something I never really thought of until I was at work one day and seen this. Pencil shavings from a pencil sharpener. Yes, we still have some pencil sharpeners at the office, but I'm going to kind of mix different things up to do this. I'm using a warming plate for a coffee cup. I've already got some wax in there, and my wife uses one of those, I don't know what you call it, but it melts scented wax, and then after the scent's all gone, she was throwing these away. I said, no, don't throw those away. I had some ideas of what I might use it for, where I do reloading. I thought I could mix that down with some other components, or melt it down, and put some other components in there, STP, some other stuff, and make my own bullet lube and try that. So for these fire starters, I thought, well, I'll use that. Like I said, I got the pine cones, and of course, you know, pine cones got some sap on them. So, you know, I'll put some pine cones in one, a little bit of dryer lint, and some pine needles in one, and maybe a mixture of pine needles and pine cone parts with the, the dryer lint, and pour the wax on it and see how that goes. So now I just got to wait for the wax to start melting. I'll add some more wax to it so I get a pretty good bit, and we'll be back and I'll show you how it comes along. Now, right now I'm going to break up some of these pine cones. Just kind of put them in there. And I'm not doing anything particular, just breaking them off. We all know, like, pine needles and stuff burn real quick. And since this is the cone itself, it might have a little bit of sap in it. I don't know how many of these I'll make. Make a few. Make one so I can try. And I'm just kind of, like I said, not trying to put them in any particular order or anything, just laying them in there. And just see what happens. And then hopefully, and I'll have some decent fire starters. Just something to fool around with on a Sunday afternoon. Nothing else going on. Like I said, I've seen other videos on YouTube for making these and thought, well shoot, I'll give this a try. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these pine needles, kind of crush them up. Put them in there. Now I don't know if I'm going to have enough stuff to do a whole bunch. Just something to give it a little bit of tender, maybe to burn a little longer. Of course, the cardboard, from everything I've watched and seen, this cardboard that gets saturated with wax is what's going to burn. But just figuring having some of these pine cone pieces in there, it's got, you know, you can see right here, it's got a little bit of, looks like sap. So that'll help burn. So, got these with the pine cones. And then I'm going to mix some with just a cotton ball. Of course, everything I've seen was cotton balls, which a friend of mine gave me some from dryer lint, but I'm going to pull up a little bit of this and just stick down in there. And then here's the dryer lint. I'm not putting a whole bunch of dryer lint in there with this other stuff. So we'll just see how it turns out. A little bit of dryer lint I put in there. We'll just try it all. Okay. 3 cotton balls, 3 dryer, well, more than 3 dryer lints. But that's all the dryer lints. And we'll just see how it works. I may just take some of these pine needles, crunch up, and put them in nothing but no dryer lint, no cotton balls, just pine needles. We'll see how that works. Then I may take and do some that's just nothing but pine needles, or pine cone pieces. And see how that turns out. I would say these probably won't work as well as these others. Okay, now I'll let you see what I got here all together real close. This row here is the pine cones with some dryer lint. This second row here is pine needles and dryer lint. This is just dryer lint, 3 cotton balls, but of course there's a little bit of broken up pine needles, and then this one here is just pine needles and then pine cone. Oh, I forgot. One of the important ingredients. Pencil shavings. I'll put that on some of these jar lint here. Kind of mix it in there with the dryer lint. I almost forgot all about those. And then we'll fix some up here. It's nothing but pencil shavings. Okay. So there, now all we do is wait for the wax to melt, and then start pouring the wax on it. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so now what I ended up doing is my little stove that I made from a cookie sheet. I ended up firing it up because that warming tray just wasn't doing it. So I've got a good fire going in it now. And if you recognize this, I used a Camellis knife. And don't want to stick the lens down in there, but you can see that wax is really melting now. I got a good fire going. So be ready here in just a minute to see what happens. Okay, that wax is melted good. I'm hoping I can do this. The can's gonna be too hot to grab with a pair of gloves. So I'm grabbing it with my side cutters. And I need more wax. So we'll put some more wax in there. Keep the fire going. And we'll see what happens here. I'll have to go back and get some more wood. The little stove's doing pretty good, as you can see. Wax is not totally melted yet. Keep it fed. Okay, this is the last of it. I'm probably not going to be able to get all these done. I'm going to try. That's it. All of them. I don't have any more wax, so I got 18, 19, 20 of these done.